And it's now that time during our racing program, ladies and gentlemen, when we salute the many service vehicles who are on hand here this evening, or this afternoon, I should say, to keep racing moving along as quickly as possible. And here they come now. First vehicle in line, complete with that pretty young lady representing McKerlie Millen, our sponsors for this afternoon's 200-lap event, is the official pace car of the Delaware International Speedway, sponsored by Heath Chev Olds Cadillac, your Chev Olds Cadillac dealer in downtown St. Thomas. The second pace car in line from Dan Kane Motors, the official pace car of the Barrie Speedway, used for racing each and every Saturday night up at the Barrie Speedway. And a hearty welcome to the ladies from McKerlie Millen here this afternoon. In the Barrie Speedway pace car are the representatives of Rothmans of Pall Mall. Next in line we have Mr. Alan Blight, the promoter up at the Barrie Speedway, driving the Craven A station wagon, and we certainly welcome him here this afternoon. We have the representatives from McKerlie Millen, Auto Parts and Machine Shop, Body Shop Supplies as well, at McKerlie Millen, located on Horton Street in downtown London. Then we have the STP Ford Thunderbird on hand here this afternoon, a very, very sharp-looking vehicle. Next vehicle in line is the one representing New Venture Communications, the people that provide us with our two-way radio service. Jerry Wilcox with the tech vehicle, the official tech vehicle that we use for carrying all of our equipment.
With me now I have the official starter for CASCAR, Charlie Pickles. Charlie, you've been involved with stock car racing now for many, many years. You're from London, and also you work for McKerlie and Millen. What main things do you have to watch for when the race is on? What main things like accidents or something? Just tell us a wee bit about that, would you please?
Well, basically the thing to watch for is debris. I figure debris could be a basic factor on the track. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit of oil or anything else, it's going to cause a great disturbance. Of course, you got to watch for a little bit of this rough driving, and the accidents themselves are a critical matter. So you just got to keep your eyes roving as much as you possibly can around the racing surface to catch as much as you can. And it's hard to do, but somehow we managed to get through it okay.
Charlie, when you're up in that stand up there, do you have anybody to help you up there, or do you do it all yourself? Or
I have assistant Mel Vanderveen here with me today. CASCAR series, which I'm working at, I go around the series, and I usually have one of the CASCAR group help me there and just keep an eye. But basically, I make most of the decisions as far as track situations go.
J&S tow vehicle, just making one quick pass around the tank, check, make sure everything's A-OK before we turn them loose. Joey Woods following him out of the pit gate now, and we'll be going on the clocks here momentarily, just as soon as the inspection pass has been completed. And I believe we can roll them now. To the other drivers, he will get one lap to warm up. He will take the green flag as he comes around the front stretch this next time, and will go on his first time lap. Time to beat to get into the top 18 in the starting field and thus avoid the qualifying heats is 20:32. Or he is 20:30 as posted by Cecil Dockstetter. He's got to turn a 20:29 or better. And his first pass. .2083. Second time of 2060, so he does not crack the top 18, but he will be inserted into the qualifying times and to sort out his heat starting position.
Don't worry about it, we can shoot over.
We got all day.
Jerry, you've been with CASCAR for a couple of years now, or however long it's been. What are the main things you're looking for in the tech lane?
Well, basically we're looking at, when we go down underneath the car, we're looking for shock absorbers, wheels, like we're only allowed a 10-inch wheel. We're not allowed to run any gas-type shock absorbers. We're looking for ground clearances. Underneath the car, we're also looking for safety straps for the drive shaft. Then we come up to the back of the car, we're looking for wing heights. We're only allowed to run a certain wing height, and then we go to the front of the car, we check carburetor spacers. We're only allowed a 1-inch spacer in the carburetor between the carburetor and the manifold. We also check engine heights. We have an engine height rule that you're only supposed to run 10 inches from the ground to the center of the crankshaft. And then again, we're checking the spacer placed beneath the carburetor and the carburetors themselves. So basically, we give the car more or less a going over from front to back. We also check to see that they have mufflers on. Some of them here today don't have mufflers on because the out-of-town boys didn't know there was a muffler rule here. So we may have to overlook that a little bit today.
We lay that mic right inside the car, can you?
Oh, that's not necessary.
Take the top right off, please.
They went down to $10 for everything out here. 09 car. Too high.
Okay, put it back on. How you doing, kid?
New.
Three vests today.
Just today new, right?
Yes, today. Stop. I think we are. Yeah, it's just fog.
With me now, I have Junior Hanley from Hanley Enterprises. Junior, I notice that you always run under number 72. Today, you're walking around car number 35. What are your intentions today?
We don't have a car legal for this kind of racing, and so this guy wanted me to drive this car, so we're going to drive this car for the day.
Have you ever raced in the Craven Series before?
Just once.
How'd you make out?
We won.
Junior, lots of luck in the Craven and the McMillan 200 today.
Thank you.
Number 25, Barry Shaxon will have his qualifying time compared with that of Danny Knoll and the fourth place finisher in the next heat, which will be coming out momentarily. Number 12, Caleb Dunn, pairing up with the 38 of Randy Williams. Ron Barnes in the 30, alongside the 63 of Roy Gaynor. Rounding out the field, we have the 41 of Eugene Swain out of Dutton, and the number 5 of Bob Indig, and the number 67 of Fred Bullen, who had a qualifying time, I believe, would have been good for a 14th or 15th starting position, had his time discarded, as when he took the time trial, he was light. We understand there's been a driver change now in the 67, and now driving the K9 Special is Paul Gilgan. Paul Gilgan out of Calgary, Alberta, whose car was destroyed in a wall-jarring crash here a few weeks ago, and his accelerator pedal stuck, and he took both himself himself and Ron Perrin into the wall, virtually destroying both race cars. He has been riderless since that accident, and with Freddie Bullen not able to qualify through times, he has relinquished his car to Paul Gilgan, and so said, go get him, Rook. Here we go. No, not yet. Just a little out of position, so the green flag is withheld to allow them to close up, and we should be running here again momentarily. Jack Monahan, another of the pre-qualified cars, one of 10 cars to crack the 19-second barrier tonight, out to get some shakedown laps. He is not in this qualifying event. He is just merely hot lapping to make sure the car is A-OK. 34, Don Bray grabs the initial lead as they swing into the back straightaway. Holding out second spot is the 50 of Jim Lucido. Side by side for third, you've got Rich Grady and Gary Visser, followed by Joey Woods, Jim Katz, Caleb Dunn, and Randy Williams. Number 79, Rich Grady, sitting in that critical third spot right now, the third and final guaranteed starting position in the field. Fourth place finisher will have his times compared with those of Danny Knoll and Barry Shaxson to determine who that 10th qualifier is out of the qualifying heats. Right now, the three qualifiers out of this event, as we sit 2 laps old, 8 to go, are Don Bray, Jimmy Lucido, and Rich Grady. On the outside, looking in, are Joey Woods, Gary Visser, Jim Katz, Caleb Dunn, and Randy Williams, with Ron Barnes and Paul Gilgan trailing the field. Number 63, Roy Gaynor, coming up limping, along with the number 5 of Bob Indig. Bob Indig back and mobile again, but the 63 car of Gaynor has stalled on the back straightaway, drawing the yellow flag as we spit with 2 laps complete, 8 to go in this third and final qualifying heat for the late models. Your leader is Don Bray, running second is Jim Lucido, and third is Rich Grady. Running fourth, the 13 of Joey Woods and the 45 of Gary Visser. Then comes the 75 of Jimmy Katz, the 12 of Caleb Dunn, the 38 Randy Williams, 30 Ron Barnes, 67 being handled by Paul Gilgan, 5 is Bob Indig, rounding out the field to 41 of Eugene Swain. Here we come, off the fourth turn, looking for the green. We've got it. Grady, and Grady trying to hang on to that third and final sure starting position, with Joey Woods trying to crack the lineup. And just a quick comparison, Joey Woods' times are not quicker than either Danny Knoll or Barry Shaxson. So his only chance to qualify for this race is to crack that top 3. He has to make the top 3. A fourth place finishing on the comparison of times will not be good enough for Joey Woods. He has to get by the 79 of Rich Grady if he wants to make this starting lineup. And boy, he's giving it a royal effort as he tries to establish inside position on the 79 of Grady. Grady says, no way, boy, I want to run that 200 lap or 2. You're not getting by me on the inside. You want to go by, you're going to have to take the outside lane because I'm holding this inside groove. Your leader is Donnie Bray. Holding down second spot is Jimmy Lucido. Third is Grady. Those are the 3 sure qualifiers. And Joey Woods is on the outside, knocking on the door. Running fifth is Visser. Sixth is Caleb Dunn. Then it's Randy Williams, Jim Katz, Bob Indig, Ronnie Barnes, and Paul Gilgan. 6 laps complete. Working lap number 7 now, and it's Donnie Bray still holding on to that lead. Second is Lucido. Third is Grady. Running fourth is Woods. Fifth is Visser, and sixth is Dunn. Running seventh is Randy Williams. Eighth is Katz. Ninth is Deacon. 10th is Barnes, and rounding the field, the 7 of Paul Gilgan. 8 down, 2 to go. A mile of competition, and Don Bray, Lucido, and Grady will go on to the McKerlie Millen 200. Providing, of course, they can maintain that 1, 2, 3 order that they're holding right now. Lap number 9 goes on the score sheets, and the white flag comes out, indicating to the field their final tour. Your leader is Bray. Grady. Second is Lucido, and third is Grady. Joey Wood still trying to challenge Grady for that third and final qualifying position out of this event. And it doesn't look good for the Midland Racer. Here's your leader and your winner, number 34, Donnie Bray. Coming home in second spot, Lucido. Third is Grady. And fourth spot going to the 13 of Joey Woods.
Hi, with me now I have two beautiful young ladies. Heidi on my right. Heidi, what is your function at the racetrack today?
Well, earlier on we had some pictures taken with some of the drivers, and then later on we're going to be in the parade before the race starts.
And on my left I have Lisa. Lisa, what is your functions at the racetrack today?
Today, along with Heidi, we'll be presenting trophies to the winners of the races.
That's great. And on my extreme left, I have Andy Anderson. Andy, you're with McKerlie Millen. And what is your function around the racetrack today?
Well, just to make sure things go smooth and make sure we're well represented.
I see. And just the first time McKerlie Millen's been involved with stock car racing?
Yes, it is, and we're looking forward to doing it many more times.
Great, and I hope you have a very exciting day.
Thank you.
Both yourself and the two girls.
It's good there. Good. May have to come back. Well, I come over as he lets the boom down. You bring it down. Over like this? Yeah, but it'll come over when he lets the boom down.
With me again, I have Frank Fraser. Frank, I talked to you earlier on. You said that if you're going to get your car going, you could. You went into the wall. I just noticed that you're changing engines. What's the problem with your other car, and do you think you have the engine in, or what's the story there?
Well, same as normal. Once you started looking at it a little closer, there was too much stuff bent on the car to try to fix it. The best motor was in the blue car. Our spare motor was in this one, so we're changing the motors, and then I'll run this car here.
So you have to time trial under your new car, is this right?
As long as I time trial, I have to use the last car I qualify with. I could have tried to qualify both cars, but if I had been pleased with that one, I could have kept it. But if I had tried to qualify this later, I'd have had to keep this car. So we felt the best way around it is put the best motor in this one, and I'll run this one for today.
There we go. Remember, you guys, if you put it on, tighten it up, huh? Yeah, don't leave nothing loose. Don't leave nothing for anybody else to do that you touch. Half-inch nuts, 4 threads. Should be some on the other car. Can't find the ones off this one. Does that on tighten up?
Once again, we're standing around Frank Fraser's car, the one that hit the wall, and here's what you call the remains of a stock car when it hits the wall and the engine has been changed into his brand new car.
With me right now, I have Mr. Greg Stone, Steve Mara, and Bob Milson representing McKerlie Millen. And Greg, I have to ask you, how come your firm, McKerlie Millen, has got involved in stock car racing in 1982?
Well, we found through the years that a lot of our suppliers were involved in racing in a number of ways, and a number of our stores and their customers and some of our own employees were involved. Since we have sponsored this race and had a lot of the publicity, we found even more people involved in racing than we thought in the first place. We are in the automotive parts distribution business. That's our game, so we felt that we should be involved in the stock car racing.
Okay, so far this year, can we say that you are happy with the involvement you've had with Delaware this year?
Yes, we're very happy, not only just here with Delaware, but the publicity that has got us throughout the province. We have stores from Windsor to Ottawa. Some we own and some are owned by associate owners who buy from our warehouses, and we are extremely pleased with the publicity that we've got for all of our people in the McKerlie Millen family.
Okay, would it be safe to assume then that McKerlie Millen will be involved in stock car racing in 1983?
Yes, most definitely. We will be back to sponsor this race next year, and we would hope to sponsor some other races in other parts of the province as well as this one here.
Okay, Greg, on behalf of CASCAR and the Delaware Speedway, I want to thank McKerlie Millen and yourself. and your employees for your involvement in stock car racing this year.
We thank you. It's been very good for us, and we're anticipating a big race today.
Thank
In the number 48, John Thompson Movers, Special Camaro, Ed Howe from Beaverton, Michigan. Ed Howe. From London, Ontario, in the budget rent-a-car, Robertson Motorcycle, Grogan Ford Camaro, it's Russ Irwin, Russell and car number 91. And last, but by no means least, the driver who set fast time and a new track record for late models here this afternoon, in the number 35 from Oakville, it's Junior Hanley.
And now, before we hear those magic words, ladies and gentlemen, the 28 best qualifiers for the McKerlie Millen 200. They're all out of the car before they fire up. Let's have a nice round of applause for all the drivers.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure the words these drivers have been waiting to hear this afternoon. Okay, gentlemen, for the McKerlie Millen 200, start your engines. Good luck. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this race underway.
And the crew chief standing by each of the 28 qualified cars raise their hand, indicating that their driver is fired and ready to go. When all 28 cars are fired, and only then will the pace cars pull out, getting ready to take the field around for those initial cruise laps leading up to the start of the McKerlie Millen 200. We're just about ready to turn the McKerlie Millen 200 loose. The cars peeling out into position behind the twin pace cars who will take them around. And as the cars pull into position on the track, their movements being captured on the TV tapes by the McLean Hunter Cablecast crew who are filming the events here this afternoon. 28 cars moving out, ready to take that green flag, which will send them on their way for the start of the McKerlie Millen 200. Field forming up now behind the twin pace cars. One pace car will drop off for the final circuit, leaving the field to come around, led by one pace car as the white flag is displayed. When that green flag comes out, it's hammered down and let her fly for 200 laps. A lot of work. Start out picking up his position on the starters podium right now, Mr. Ken Davis, special sales manager for the series sponsor, Craven A, will be the honorary starter here this afternoon, and he will give the green flag signal to these 28 go-fasters to send them on their way for the final race in the Craven Championship Series for 1982. Over on pit road, you've got some guys who are just as nervous as the 28 you see on the track. Those are the crews. They've done their work, and they're going over in their head that mental checklist. What didn't we do? Has everything been done? Is that car, do we give our driver to take out there in the best shape it can possibly be? And they're going through that mental checklist now, and they're every bit as worried. Their minds are in the cockpit with their driver, hoping everything is ready to go, and it's up to him now. They just hope they've given him everything to work with. Here's the field coming by. On the front row, Junior Henley and Russ Irwin. On the second row, Ed Howe and Don Millard. The third row has Jack Monahan and Larry LeMay. Then it's Billy Stevenson and Earl Ross. Wayne Keeling and Davey Eisen. Don Hahn and Barney Brandt. Mike Shaughnessy and Ron Tairn. Bill Zardo and Jack Cook. Greg Seward in the 89 and Cecil Dockstetter in the 08. Doug Garner in the 97 and 87 Paul Hetherington. 34 Don Bray and 43 Bobby Merrifield. 55 Wayne Pilkey and 50 Jimmy Lucido. 79 Rich Grady. And number 8 Frank Fraser. And in that last row, 17 of Carl Porter and the 71 of Danny Knoll. Ladies and gentlemen, the final figure isn't in, but you are sitting in one of the biggest events, in fact, the biggest crowd to witness a stock car race at Delaware International Speedway in 15 years. Congratulate yourself and congratulate these guys, because there's the white flag. Next time they're going hammered on, so send them on their way. Wave something white, something bright, something orange and white. The McKerlie Millen colors and send these guys on their way. Pace car getting ready to peel off on pit road this time around, and 28 cars will own the track. They're under the control of starter Chuck Pickles and our honorary starter Ken Davis looking over the field. They keep their field nice and neat and tight as they come off that fourth turn. The green's going to fly, and we're going racing for 200 of the best fast and furious laps of late model racing you've ever seen. Here we come! We're up! We're gone! And it's Russell and Junior Hanley driving side by side into corner 1 and 2, and Junior Hanley peels off in the lead as they hit the back straightaway. It's Russell in second spot. Third is Ed Howe. Fourth is Don Millard. Running fifth is Larry LeMay. And all 28 cars are coming on around. Here's the first lap going in. 199 to go. It's Junior Hanley on top. Second is Owen. Third is Ed Howe. Running fourth is Don Millard. Fifth is Larry LeMay. And sixth is Jack Monahan. Then it's Billy Stevenson, Earl Ross, Davey Eisen, and Wayne Pilling. Then comes Don Bray, Ron Baird, Donnie Hahn, and Bobby Merrifer and Jack Cook in the 82, followed by Shaughnessy, Zardo, Seward, Hetherington, and Merrifield. Now Russ Irwin, not content to sit and just follow Junior around, is immediately coming up the challenge. He takes a look on the inside. It's Junior with the lead as they come off the fourth turn. Russ Irwin wagging right on his tail. Running third is Ed Howe, and running fourth is Don Millard, just the way they qualified in the Aero Quick Talk qualifier contest held earlier, beginning at 1 o'clock. Here's Junior Hanley going into corner 3 now as we work lap number 3. Junior Hanley holding the lead, coming around to complete lap number 4. Running second is Merlin, third is Ed Howe, and running fourth is Don Millard. Then it's Hanley, LeMay, Keeling, and Ross. Junior Hanley continues to run that high side, and Ron Pan, or Russ Irwin, trying to work him from the inside, taking a look at the inside groove again. Irwin up to challenge as they come off that second turn. Hanley with the lead. Hanley seems to have the acceleration on the straightaway, but Russ Irwin seemed to get a little impatient on the turns. Seems like Russ Irwin knows he's got a little extra on the 35 car and the turns, and he can only find a gap to make use of it. Hanley holding him at bay as he continues to set the quick pace here with 6 laps down, 194 to go. Your leader is Hanley, and second is Irwin. Irwin coming up slow. Russ Irwin's race looks like it may be over. He is slowing up and apparently heading towards the pits. So already the action and the developments taking place in this race. The most dramatic turnaround is Russ Irwin from second fastest qualifying time, running in second spot, suddenly into the pits. The car is definitely hurting, and the yellow flag comes out. Yellow flag coming out for the spin by Paul Harrington over in corner 2.
He's getting in his car. Wayne, do you think the car is fixable here? What happened to the car?
A nut come off the tie rod, and I guess with a last-minute job fixing the car ready, these things happen.
Was the car working good for you?
Really good. I hadn't even started putting the push on yet. I'd run about 7.
Yeah.
Larry LeMay now closing right up on the tail of Don Millard. A tremendous battle developing for that fourth position is LeMay. Really working Millard over through that number 1-2 turn. Billy Stevenson in the 15 trying to close. Davey Eisen keeping those leaders in sight as he holds off the challenge of Wayne Keeling. Below this battle for fourth place, Millard trying to withstand the challenge of Larry LeMay. Larry LeMay, who's earned the reputation of Mr. Steady on the NASCAR circuit this year. And just a tremendous addition to the driving ranks on the Craven Championship Trail this season. Ed Howe continues to hold down second spot, but Junior Hanley with a long lead now. Junior Hanley opening up about 3/4 of the straightaway advantage over Ed Howe. Ed about a half of the straight advantage over Jack Monahan. Monahan has some space and some left tires between himself and that battle for fourth. Don Malott seemed to be able to shake off the challenge of Larry LeMay, at least for the moment, for that fourth position. LeMay content to run in that fifth, followed by Billy Stevenson, Eisen, and Keeling. Bob Merrifield in the number 43, pulling into the pits. And he too is heading right deep into the pit area to his pit parking spot rather than to his position along pit road. So whatever is ailing the 43 car, the Pepsi-Cola Dodge of Bob Merrifield, would appear to be a major problem as he is in the pit area. 41 laps have now been complete.
Here we are again, sitting with a nice young lady on a holiday Monday afternoon at Delaware International Speedway. Whereabouts are you from, ma'am?
Milton.
Milton, Ontario. And what brings you down to the racetrack today?
To watch Rich Grady.
Rich Grady. Is he driving today?
Yes, he is.
What number is that?
79.
Well, I hope he's got a big cheering section.
Yes.
Ma'am, where are you from?
Windsor, Ontario.
And what brings you to the racetrack today? Who are we cheering for?
No one in particular.
How about you, sir?
Don Malott.
Don Malott in the Windsor Corvette.
78. That's right.
Yeah, he raced up at Barrie there and had a big crash against the wall, and I see he's got it all repaired again. He's back out racing. Good competitor.
So Junior Hanley, regardless of what the outcome of this race is, has already added another $75 to his pocket as the leader of lap number 50. Next target is the $125 that's on the line for leading lap number 100. That coming up some 43 laps away as he brings the field around now to complete lap number 57. Junior Hanley on top. Ed Howe now is out of traffic and closing. And Junior Hanley really slowing up abruptly in the turns. And Ed Howe has spotted the weakness on the 35 car. He might not know what it is, but he can see that Junior Hanley is slowing up very abruptly in the turns, not keeping the pace as he was earlier. And Ed Howe is going to come up and put the pressure on. If there's something wrong with that car, Ed Howe says you're going to have to push it or blow it. I'm coming after you. Junior on top. Second is Howe. Third is Monahan. And fourth is Don Malott. And Junior Hanley speeding out of it. No yellow flag required as the race continues on. Junior Hanley in front of Howe. And Jack Monahan takes the lead. As the 35 and the 48 car seesawing back and forth, Jack Monahan takes advantage of the situation and dives on through. And Jack Monahan looking for win number 2 on the Craven Championship Trail. And you see some of the lap cars now getting laps back from Junior, at least, as they slip in underneath, as Hanley really off the pace that he was setting earlier. Jack Monahan carrying on in fine style, really keeping the hammer down. We don't have a clock on Monahan at the moment. Perhaps we can check with Sandy. Perhaps he does, but Monahan setting a good pace here. Ed Howe running along in a solid second spot. Still holding down third spot is the 35 of Junior Hanley. Running fourth, the 23 of Larry LeMay, and LeMay is now closed right up on the tail end of Junior Hanley. And coming with him, here comes Earl Ross and Billy Stevenson. Billy Stevenson gets in underneath Earl Ross as they come off the fourth turn, parks himself right on the rear bumper of LeMay. But is unable to work his Earl Ross is able to overpower him, and now Ross goes up to challenge LeMay. But they are working in lap traffic, and Junior Hanley comes back as LeMay and Ross all go through on the inside. There goes Stevenson through, there goes Cook. They're all lining up and just saying, excuse me, Junior, we're coming through. Junior Hanley playing excuse me up there in the fourth turn as he's out on the high side, unable to keep up the pace, and the field all taking turns at following him through, dropping him back a considerable distance. Your leader is the 03 of Jack Monahan. And Sandy, quite a development here. Junior Hanley racing into the pits. It looks like a tire change in order for the 35 on that right front corner. Let's go down and check in with Sandy Harrison down in the pit area. Sandy?
Thank you very much, Bob. We're going to go over to the Junior Hanley area of the pit area and check out just what the situation is that has caused him to come in. You undoubtedly saw that he was slowing very, very drastically over the last few laps, allowing a lot of the cars to get on by. He has changed the rubber, and he's back out there again.
So that right front tire going away on the 35 car of Junior Hanley. He's in, made the pit stop. Jack Monahan sitting on the lead. Running second is Ed Howe, as he has been throughout most of this event. Running third now unofficially. We have the 68 of Earl Ross and the fourth, the 23 of Larry LeMay. That is strictly unofficial and subject to corroboration by the head scorers. And something not quite right with the 35 car. It looks like he's going to take her behind the rail for some additional work. So Sandy, what seems to be the problem with the 35 car?
Junior Hanley was having an oil problem. When the car came in, he was leaving no oil whatsoever on the track when he came into the pit area, and they changed the rubber on the right front. But when they lifted the car up on the right-hand side, they left a puddle of oil right about where I'm standing in the pit area. He left the pit with a stream of oil coming out from under the car. He made the one circuit. They got the board out telling him to watch for certain situations, watch for the missing oil, and he came back in. They checked things over, and Junior Hanley has pulled right into the pit area proper. So it would appear as if he has an oil leak or possibly a blown engine.
Let's see if the opportunity presents itself here as the green flag flies. Ed Howe takes it to the high side of Dockstader and tries to go out in pursuit of Jack Monahan. He doesn't want Monahan to get too far ahead. He knows that Monahan has the advantage of experience over him in this race.
And that is leaking on Junior Hanley's car. Oil pan leaking.
Thank you, Sandy. There you hear a report directly from the pit area. They have detected a leak from the oil pan in the 35 car. Quite possible it is not the blown engine after all, and possibly they can still effect some repairs, and Junior can come out and salvage a little more than a DNF in this afternoon's race. Larry LeMay and Billy Stevenson really locked into a traffic jam as they come up on some locked cars trying to fight their way out, and Billy Stevenson working the high side. Picks up a slight advantage. He goes to the high side on Dockstader, pulls away. Now Larry LeMay is able to grab and hold there and get into it before Earl Ross came up to further pin him on the inside. So your third place runner now is the number 15 of Billy Stevenson. Running fourth is LeMay, and fifth is Ross. Running sixth is Cook, and seventh is Davey Eisen. Eighth, the 78 of Don Malott. Ninth, the 64 of Ron Penn. Those positions unofficial. Okay, we are now reaching the point in the race where the mandatory fuel stop may come into effect. Here it comes. We're into the mandatory fuel stop situation right now. Lap number 82 on the board, and this is where we take the mandatory stop.
All drivers will arrive at the pit area right now. They will be making their tire changes and fuel additions, and they will be checking the oil as well. We'll get down into that part of the pit area, and we'll report to you as these things develop.
Here I'm standing with the current leader of the Craven 200, Jack Monahan. Jack, it's 80 laps down. You got 120 laps to go. What do you think?
Still anybody's race at this point. You know, it's 120 laps, a lot can happen.
On your bumper is the 43 car of Mr. Howe. He's a pretty good competitor. Do you think maybe he can get by you, and what are you going to try and do?
He's definitely a good competitor. I'm just going to try and run as fast as I can go.
Okay, lots of luck.
Thank you.
Don, just a couple words there. You're checking here in your tire. Notice your car's you're at the back of the pack. What's any problems with the car?
Well, she's got a bad push in her out there, and the brakes were got really spongy on us, but we weren't really running all that hard. We're going out for her now.
You're going to put the pedal to the metal now, you're saying? Lots of luck.
Thanks.
Could be LeMay. LeMay or Rock. I don't know if they're up there.
Here we're just talking to Earl Ross here again. He's sitting in his car and checking the tires and the gas and what have you. Just heard your car owner say, put the pedal to the metal. What does he mean by that, Earl?
Well, he wants me to get out and get a hurry on.
Does that mean that the pedal hasn't been to the floor, or?
Oh, it's been to the floor.
And now the lead 4 cars are running 1, 2, 3, and 4. Monahan, Howe, Stevenson, and Ross. And Howe now really starting to work the 48 on the inside as he tries to slip through underneath the 03 of Monahan. Monahan in the Keith Tours Camaro, shady old fox himself, covering that inside groove, but Monahan seems to be sliding just a little bit out of that groove. He is opening up acres of room on the inside, and Ed Howe trying to keep the pressure on, trying to crack the armor of Monahan, trying to make him that one slip, drive it in a little too deep, a little too wide, and Ed Howe ready to pounce on the opportunity if Monahan can give it to him. Here's Monahan, your leader. Second is Howe, and again Howe coming off that 4th turn, a slightly narrower line than that taken by Monahan as he's putting the pressure on. Monahan really working it now. Ed Howe looks like he's just trying to wear Monahan's tires out as he forces them deep into the turns, keeping the pressure on. Howe's car sticking beautifully on the inside. Monahan unable to stick on the inside as well as he was earlier on in the race, and Ed Howe, seeing that taking place in front of him, is keeping the pressure on, keeping Monahan, not giving him any chance to relax through those turns at all. 111 laps complete, 89 to go, and still Monahan with the lead. Ed Howe working him over. Billy Stevenson and Earl Ross battle for 3rd spot. Running 4th is Larry LeMay, and here comes the double winner Jack Cook up to challenge LeMay for that 5th position. Running 6th is Dave Eisen. And Ed Howe again as he comes off the 2nd turn. He is working the inside of Monahan. Stays lined up a full car width inside of Monahan as they come off the 4th turn. He's up alongside his car. But Monahan able to just out-muscle him on the straightaway. But again, Monahan drives it too deep into the turn. Ed Howe forcing Jack Monahan into the mistake that he wanted. It's now handle to handle now as they go into turn 3. And it's Ed Howe out of Beaverton, Michigan, taking over the lead here in the McKerlie Millen 200 on lap number 114. Ed Howe ran 2nd, first to Junior Hanley for the first 59 laps, and then from lap 60 through lap 113, he ran 2nd to Monahan. And now, beginning with lap number 114 and coming around to complete lap number 15, it's Ed Howe on the lead. Ed Howe, the man who revolutionized race car construction back in the late 60s, early 70s, now on the lead. 42, Davey Eisen, who was up amongst the top 6 contenders, spinning it down in turn 4, drawing the yellow flag, and Cecil Dockstader comes up smoking as he backed on for the yellow flag. As he lifted off, the engine let go. He pulls pit side with an apparently blown engine.
With me now, I have Mike Shaughnessy from Barrie, one of the top shoes at Barrie Oval. Michael, how's your car running today?
It's running not too bad. We're lacking a little horsepower compared to the other boys here, but I hope it's running good enough to get into the field. That's the main thing to do here today.
Mike, I was talking to you on Saturday night. I've known you for a long time. You've always had 4-speed transmissions. I see now you have a Fireball automatic transmission. How's it working on this big track?
I think it's working pretty good. It's working to an advantage for me, I think, anyways, because it's helping us getting in and out of the corners a little quicker, where I think it would do over the standard transmission, more or less to say.
Well, Mike, on Saturday night at Barrie Speedway, you proved that the automatic is a little better maybe for this car, because you went away with a victory win. So lots of luck in the 200 race today, and I hope to see you in the winning circle.
Thanks very much.
Earl Ross, however, is closing up very quickly on the 48 of Ed Howe as they maneuver through traffic, and we are about to have ourselves another super battle for the lead between two of the cagest veterans ever hit the short tracks. Ed Howe now has Earl Ross in the Grammarly's Restaurants Camaro parked right on his bumper as they move into lap traffic. They are closing on the 7th place car, Ronnie Penn, the last car on the lead lap. It's Ed Howe still holding on to that lead as we sit now with 172 laps complete. The leader's coming down to complete lap number 173. Howe, your leader. Second is Earl Ross, and we got a dandy one going. No runaway race this one. Ed Howe and Earl Ross with 27 laps remaining. And here comes Earl Ross up on the inside. Working lap number 174 up before Penn coming up the start finish line. It is Howe by a McKerlie, but Earl Ross has inside position on him. There are lap cars in front of Ed Howe. Ronnie Penn a little quicker. Here comes Ross through on the inside. And out of Elsa Craig and into the lead goes Earl Ross. And as Earl Ross takes the lead, Ron Penn finally falls off the lead lap. Ron Penn lapped on lap number 175. And now 6 cars remain on the lead lap. Your leader was Ross. Second is Ed Howe. Running third is the 03 of Jack Monahan. The fourth, the 82 of Jack Cook. Running fifth is the 23 of Larry LeMay, and sixth, the 78 of Don Malott. Only those 6 cars remaining on the lead lap, and the leader, Earl Ross, has that 6th place car inside.
With me now I have Earl Ross, longtime racer, been out of racing for the past 4 years. Earl, what's it like to be back in the seat?
Well, it feels pretty good. I'll let you know later on today how I feel.
You've been out for 4 years. This is the first year. How much have you been racing this year?
Well, I started, I guess, about a month ago, and we've been racing once or twice a week since then.
How's the car feel today?
It feels not too bad.
Tires are holding?
Yeah, I think that the car, we've got it set up more for the race than we have for qualifying, but I think in the race it should run pretty good.
That's great. The tires are working. How's the track feel?
Track feels good.
Okay. Lots of luck in the McKerlie Millen 200, and hope to see you in the winning circle.
Okay, thank you.
Your leader continues to be the 68 of Earl Ross, running second, the 48 of Ed Howe, third, the 03 of Jack Monahan, and running fourth is the 82 of Jack Cook. And as Cook looks in his mirror, he'll see Earl coming up on him, trying to put him a lap down. Only 4 cars remaining on the lead lap. We sit with 194 complete, 6 to go. Jack Cook, winner of 2 races on the series this year, trying to avoid going a lap down to the leader. 195 laps complete, 5 to go. And now only 3 cars remain on the lead lap. They are Ross, Howe, and Monahan. Such a fine race as he completes lap number, or as the leaders complete lap number 197. The orange crate starts to sputter, and Ron Penn is pulling to the pit area. .198 laps now complete. The white flag coming out for Earl Ross and Ed Howe. Running third, the 03 of Jack Monahan, just coming off the fourth turn now across the start-finish line. And the three drivers going the full McKerlie Millen 200 laps. And here's the man who went the 200, the first to stand the fastest, Earl Ross out of Elsa Craig. He's going to take one more quick lap around the track. The racers refer to this as the insurance lap. He's going to cruise on around, cool it down a little bit, savor his victory, and then come back and pick up that checkered flag. And there who greet him at the start-finish line will be Sandy Harrison. And we would ask for some cooperation down there at the pit gate, please, at the base of the starter stand. Allow the officials to get through there with the trophies for the presentations that are coming up. There's your second place finisher, Ed Howe in the 48. And here comes your third place finisher down to the start-finish line now, Jack Monahan, winner of the Video Press 150. He had the lead for a while, but it looked like the tires were just getting a little slippery on the 03, and he couldn't hold that lead. First in Howe taking him, and then finally Earl Ross. But there he is. Earl Ross picks up the checkered flag. He's on his way around for a victory lap, and we'll throw it back down now trackside as Sandy Harrison. And Sandy, we made the comment that Earl Ross has yet to win the feature race since he came back out of retirement. Boy, did he save his first one for the right day. The big one, the McKerlie Millen 200.
I think it's safe to say that Earl Ross is back. He came back out of retirement partway through this season, and I think it's now safe to say that the King is back racing once again here at the Delaware Speedway and at other tracks throughout the Ontario Circuit. Don Biederman coming down now to return the checkered flag, symbolic of his victory here this afternoon. His margin of victory, 0.8 of a second by Earl Ross, and his wife is coming over here to offer her congratulations as well. And we're going to go about the presentations down here at trackside. We have Mr. Godfrey Goodwin with the trophy. Representing Rothmans of Pall Mall. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Earl Ross. What do you say you give him a real round of applause as Earl Ross, our winner here this afternoon, picking up a nice cool drink from Gordon McKeegan. The congratulations of a number of people. We'll try to get in there with a few words from Earl, our winner here this afternoon. And Earl, you look awful thin. You look awful thin. You've wasted away to a shadow. And the two young ladies from McKerlie Millen are moving in there to make the presentations of that giant, and I do mean giant, trophy to Earl Ross, symbolic of his victory here this afternoon. We'll try to get in and have a few words with the winner as soon as a lot of these photographers are complete with their efforts.
Okay, Bob, we're down here with Mr. Godfrey Goodman representing the area, Rothmans, and Mr. Goodman, would you like to say a few words at this time in making the presentation of this beautiful trophy to our winning driver here this afternoon, Earl Ross?
I'd just like to say that I enjoyed the race very much. It was a very good race, good clean race, and thank you all for coming out to Delaware.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goodwin. And Earl, I've got to move in and talk to you now. You told me before the race started you didn't have a plan of attack. Somewhere along the line you had to work one out.
Well, I didn't have one that I was going to tell anybody.
Okay, now let's tell it now. What was your plan of attack as far as this afternoon show was concerned?
Well, we figured last week somebody asked me, and I said I wanted to be there at the end. It was the last lap that paid the money, and that's what we try to do, to stay running and try to be around at the end, try to stay out of trouble. And it didn't go quite the way I wanted to in the first few laps, but after that it was pretty well what we wanted to do.
Earl, I think it's safe in saying now that Earl Ross is back.
Well, I'm getting back into the groove. I'd just like to say thanks very much to Grandma Lee, the sponsor of our car, and also Box Auto Body. I'd also like to thank McKerlie's for sponsoring the race, and Champion and all the rest of the people that helped make racing what it is.
Thank you very much, Earl, and our congratulations to you.
Thank you.